Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Gadget Talk. I am so glad you're here. Chad, it's been kind of a crazy week for me, and I know it's been kind of crazy for you this last week as well. For me, I've just been really working on my shop. I had a trip to Murfreesboro for a banquet, and I'm actually going to Clarksville later this week, so about 3 hours away. So yeah, it's been kind of crazy, and I want to get my workshop done so bad, and I know you do too. But what else has been
Yeah,
going
I'm
on?
excited to see yours. Yeah, I've just been busy at work. Work's supposed to slow down, and it never does. So busy at work, trying to come up with ideas for builds and get everything done.
Yeah, I
And
mean
trying to
it's
enjoy life.
Yeah, well, enjoy life. I mean, that's what we're supposed to be doing and just having a lot of fun. I'm so glad to see so many different people here. It looks like the Tricaches was saying that it was 40 degrees up there today in around Gilby. Oh, check this out. Tricache is trying to decide what 3D printer to buy. Any suggestions? I
I know
have
nothing about
a
3D printers.
it's yeah. Chad's got a Prusa. Dave DJ Wagner has a Prusa. I have a um, Ender 3V2. So I mean, there's a lot of different ones. It really depends on what you want to do and how much you want to spend, um, and how much time you're wanting to spend with it. So that's it. It really does matter on that. I've done quite a bit of
Yeah.
upgrades on mine. I do know that. So
That's what I was going to ask you. So by the time you get all your upgrades, you buy it a little bit. So the Ender is a great beginner printer.
yeah,
And can be a great printer once you get everything upgraded. But it's a good one you can get out of the box and start printing.
right.
Right? And then you can start doing the upgrades. Because I don't know if you have to add the filament run out and a bunch of different sensors, don't you, on that one? Or
I didn't add the filament run out on mine. I have added, let's see, I've added a Raspberry Pi so I can use the Spaghetti Doctor so I can actually monitor it from my cell phone anywhere and use some other stuff. I've added a BL Touch to it so it does the tramming or the leveling with it. I've upgraded the hot end to make it so I can do higher temperatures, and I've changed out the bed and the springs. So that I mean that's what I've done to mine. I mean, a lot of that wasn't all that expensive. So, I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, probably the most expensive was for me to get the Raspberry Pi and all the setup for that. I think that was about another $100, but that's so I can hook a webcam up and I can see everything and it monitors it for me. So,
yeah, I think the Prusa is running right around 700 to 800, and it has all the bells and whistles. So if you don't want to do any upgrades and just want to run it right out of the box to where it self levels, it does the recovery if the power goes out.
well,
If the filament runs out, it stops, all that stuff. So it has all kinds of stuff. In fact, I have two I'm running, and this one here I got 2 years ago.
right,
I run this thing all the time, haven't done anything to it.
right, and the Ender does
Change the
have
head
the
on it
power
for
too.
the nozzle.
So,
It has
yeah,
what?
the Ender does have the power. So if I lose power, it'll start
Yeah.
back up where it left off. So,
Yeah. The other one I've had for 6 months.
right,
And I actually had to replace a part on it because the first one I bought already together. They put it together and sent it to me, so you pay extra. The second one I bought, I thought, I'm going to put it together, no big deal. So I did, but obviously I had one of the wires I didn't mount it up all the way, so it rubbed through. So, but other than that, but it was a $5 wire.
right,
Of course, it was like 20 or 30 bucks in shipping. But
right,
anyways, they run great. I have not had any issues with mine.
right.
A good place to go to check it out would be there's a geocaching 3D printing for geocaching
Right.
geocachers on
Ran
Facebook.
by,
You go in there and ask people.
yeah, great place, and it's ran by the truck as well. So he's the one that started that, and it's a really great. So many different 3D prints that you see on there, and a lot of different ideas for geocaching
Dave.
on there's way. What does Dave say? Printing magic blocks.
Yep.
Yeah, yep.
I
And
print
those
4
are
at
up
a
in the
time.
store
So
now. Those are on the store right now. So those are
13
selling.
hours.
Those are selling. Those are really great. Also, let's see here. You got something else? Oh, all right. Before we get too much into this, we gotta go. We gotta take care of our sponsors real quick. But
Oh, yes. Yeah.
you got something else fixed this last weekend too.
Yes. Finally.
So-
Well, let's do sponsors and then we'll go over that.
Right, let's hear. So here's words from our sponsors. If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. The sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook made with genuine Right in the Rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and a hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today. All right, so what'd you get fixed finally?
So finally, the Glowforge is running again. So
that is awesome.
After over a month of arguing and waiting, I finally got the part in, fixed it, and now it's running again. So
that's great.
So we can make stuff again, or I can.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you can. By the way, don't forget the block so I can replace that one part.
Oh no! Thanks for reminding me. I need to send that to you right away before it breaks down again.
Yeah. So since I'm so glad that, because I know that was a lot of frustration that going down and everything, I'm glad it's fixed. So, all right, I'm loving seeing the chat that's going on here. We got those from Canada. We got Hugh from Canada coming in, I believe, and then we got GCD SK11 coming in, and then we got Bell on the Move from Glendale coming in from us all the way up from California. Of course, we got DJW House. So let's see who else we got. Audie Olson coming in from Kansas. I'm glad you've been good for Christmas. Maybe are you talking about you're going to be getting a 3D printer? Maybe. I mean, didn't you just get a Glowforge? I mean, I don't know, man. So yeah, so this is really good. And then of course, Rumba Cat's Doug. Awesome Glowforge is a GoForge. So
that's good.
But
yes, yeah, I'm excited to have it back up and running. So
yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm glad it's up and running for you, because it's amazing that when something goes down and you've been using it and you're like, holy cow, I can't do this now. I can't do this, because you don't realize how reliant you are on a machine until you don't have that machine.
Yeah, well, and I could do it. I'm just too lazy. I can get all the old tools out. But yeah, no, it's so convenient, because you design it up, you hit go, a minute and a half later, everything is cut depending on what you're cutting, and it's done. Even with the CNC, you got to sit there and you got to get the material, you got to mount it to the machine, get it all going, running and doing all the testing and stuff, and then clean up afterwards, and it just is a big mess.
Right.
So.
Right. Oh, Audie's saying that the Glowforge was for work. And then Dave goes, work, LOL.
Yeah.
So, and we got Jaspery in here as well, kind of hiding in the back in the shadows. But also here. Good evening, and hey, Jaspery, glad you're here. So, all right, Chad, what are we doing tonight? What are we doing? A sign for like Jeff Foxworthy or something like that? So here's your sign, geocaching
here's
sign.
your sign.
What are we doing?
That's good. I would have made up a vinyl for that if you would have said it earlier.
It just came to me. I'm sorry.
My computer, I can turn my computer on for my sign machine and maybe make something. We'll see. So anyways, we're gonna make a sign. We're gonna attempt to make a sign. Now, I made one before for Gary that he put in Texas. I was not happy with the way it turned out. Oh, you actually pulled it up.
I did. Yeah.
So he wanted this. He obviously lives in Greenville. We wanted to make it look like a fence. So most fence companies put their little signs up there on the fences. So we wanted to make it look like it blended in. And it opens up sideways there. So you pull the cache out, the logbook's in there. I used a thick aluminum on this, which I really like using. Tonight, I'm going to go with something a little bit different. I'm going to go with something lighter tin, just because I think it's probably going to be harder for most people to bend the aluminum. And I want to actually try it in the tin.
Okay.
So we'll give it a try. I'm going to attempt to make one that lifts up with a hinge on top. So we'll see how it comes, how it goes. No guarantees on this one.
Oh,
So
sorry. I was wrong. It wasn't Jeff. You're probably right, Adi. It probably is Bill. Bill Engel. Ingval. How you say his name. So yeah, you're probably right. I just Jeff Foxworthy was right on the tip of my tongue. He's the one that did the redneck jokes. So
I thought Jeff Foxworthy did the redneck jokes.
no, yeah, Jeff is the one that did the redneck jokes.
I'm off then. Never mind.
Here's your sign. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I was way off. Okay, thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, thanks, Adi.
So, real quick, I just want to clean my glasses because they are dirty. Okay, so I want to see what I'm doing. So we're going to start with a piece of tin. Right here, you get $1.50 or something here at Home Depot. I can't tell you the size of it. If you just go into the roofing area over next to the roofing or gutters, you'll see where it is. These measure, it looks like 8.
And I'm adding your build cam.
By 12. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes. People want to see. 8 by 12 is what it measures. So anyway, it'll be way more than enough than what we need. So how I'm going to start on this is I'm going to grab just a blank sign here. So this is one of the fence signs. And these measure, just so people know, 4 1/4 by 10 1/4. So we are going to figure this out. So I'm thinking in my head here that I want this to be
so Chad's, for those
90 millimeters.
Chad's trying to measure the sign, the blank.
Trying to measure it. Yeah. I'm thinking 3.5 is what I want the box on the back to be. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want it to be the full size, but I think it will really stick out if it is, because it will look thick from the front, versus if we leave some room on like a 1/4 inch, 3/8 on top and bottom, it may not. So I'm going to go an inch shorter on each side, so it gives me a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to make this. Grab a pencil here.
So the hinge is actually going to be halfway at that point as well, at that 3.
It's going to be about a 1/2 inch down.
1/2 inch down, yeah.
Yeah, like right there. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, the blue's kind of hard to see. I can see it. I can see it there, barely.
Okay, let me just pull my camera down. Sorry, here while we adjust.
Yep. So
everybody gets to see my
Chad's mouse. It looked like it just froze up on us. Yeah, the camera up there goes. Now I see
my belly.
Upside down Gadget Talk shirt. And there's the sign. There's your sign. All right.
Tighten it up here. Okay. So, where was I? Oh, measurements.
Measurements. Yeah, we're coming down a 1/2 inch from each.
Yep.
Side.
So this is 4 1/4. I'm just going to go 3.5. Just writing my measurements down. Of what I want. What are you laughing about?
Dave says, hang on. He's trying to, as we're kind of moving our camera around.
Oh, yeah.
So, good evening, Houston Dave, coming in from us. All right. Glad to have you with us tonight.
Okay. So we're going to make the sign 3.5 by 9.5.
Okay.
On there. And so let's go ahead and make some measurements here. Yeah. Well, when you make whatever you want. I mean, this is like I don't know how this is going to turn out. So we're going to see. I like to fail. Makes me want to do it again and make it work. So I have I'll go ahead my metal pen here, right? So all this does is scratch the tin. Right. I don't want to do it on this side, but it just scratches the tin. Now let me grab my measuring tape here. 1 second, I mute myself.
Oh, they're wondering if you convert this to millimeters for Canada.
I can. You gotta give me a minute. So that's 90 Canadians. They always want to be difficult.
Yeah, but they're
like
so
88
nice
millimeters by something. Anyways, I'm not great with millimeters. There's an app for that.
I was asking Siri to convert some stuff today for me from millimeter or from inches to millimeters, or vice versa.
Okay. All right, sorry. I hear I got delayed. I got sidetracked. I had to cough, and then now I really threw everything off. So, what I'm going to use is a square. This is just an adjustable one here to make my marks.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it away from the stickers. So we want to go up a 1/2 inch. So I'm starting here on 0 on a 1 inch here.
Okay. Everything's kind of at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, sorry.
Adjust it just a little bit. There you
go. So
there we go.
I think it's all at the bottom of the screen because I have a lip on this that keeps me to, let me flip this board over. Let's see if that will work. Get rid of my keyboard here. I don't need my keyboard.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
So, okay. What did I say? It was 3.5. So we're going to go, I'm going to mark it here at 9.5. Thanks. I'm going to mark it here at 1/2 inch. So what my plan is if we're looking at the side of it, let me draw this out for you. Next show, I should actually have something kind of fancy for this.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I could have had it today, but I grabbed the other one instead. But we'll just grab a pen.
Yeah,
I grab one out here already. There it is. Okay. So if you're looking at the side of it, my thought is you have your sign here, right? That's your sign here. And then we're going to have a piece of aluminum here on the back, or our tin, and we're going to have just a top to it.
Okay.
That's 0.5. It's going to go down 3.5, back 0.5, and then up 0.5. So what it's going to do is have a lip here so it can hold a logbook. So ideally, this is not going to be weatherproof, so you're going to want to use a Right in the Rain or a log work or something logbook in this. So it's just going to be this little design here, and then the sign will sit here. My plan is to put a hinge system on it here. I think the hinge will be here, go down and over the top.
Right. Dave's kind of asking, this is like a whiteboard play-by-play. So would you be able to do this drawing with X's and O's on there too? So some of the others may be able to understand it too.
I'm not very good at X's and O's, so I don't know how you would do that. So first of all, you would attack this one here. I don't know what's the X's and O's. Right?
X's and O's.
You go over here and attack this corner. Come over here, bend this.
Offense and defense, like in football.
Okay. So actually, I'm going to start on this corner here, bend these two up, and then bend that last one. And then we're going to bend the sides a 1/2 inch too. So there's going to be some side flaps up here on the side that will get bent a 1/2 inch over.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll see as we go, but just to kind of give you what I'm thinking of, an idea. All right. So I made my mark here at 1/2 inch. And then we want to go
9.5.
Hang on here. I want to make sure I'm at a 1/2 inch. Okay. And then we're going to go 3.5, right? Because we want the back to be 3.5, so that's going to be 4 inches. So it should be 6. I'm not right over the top, so I got to be able to look down. Another 1/2 inch here for the top that's going to turn back, and then another 1/2 inch for the bottom.
Okay.
So should look something like this, and you'll kind of get to it. You'll kind of start understanding it here a little bit when I get more into
everything. Got it.
Yeah. So now with this square, I only make the one mark, and ideally, since everything should be square on this, and this is one reason why I'm using this board that has this lip on this end, is so I can push it against there, and everything will stay straight.
So just finding our ways, asking, do you calculate bend allowance or just wing it?
No, I just wing it. I wing everything. This is such small tin. I don't think you're going to have much waste in your bend, your corners. But now remember, I'm not a professional metal
worker
guy. Right. What would you call a? Yeah, I guess metal worker, not iron worker.
So
those are my. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you're good.
Okay, so those are my lines there for my top bends. Now I got to do my side. So we're going to go in a 1/2 inch here, which I can keep it here. Mark a 1/2 inch.
Burnt Charles says you'd be called a Tin Man.
Tin Man.
Yeah. So you
and then
Dorothy.
So 9.5, right? My writing's on the other side.
Yes, 9.5. Yeah, you're 3.5 by 9.5.
Okay, so this next one, if we do a 1/2 inch here, 9.5, it should be 10 inches. 10 for our first bend, right? Yep.
Yes.
And then 10.5. I'm not looking straight over it, but I think that's going to be pretty close. This won't be perfection. You got to look at it. You got to listen to a different podcast for that. Huh?
You're just going to drive us all nuts, right?
What? This?
What if it's not perfection?
Oh yeah. Well, it's not perfection. I'm really nervous about doing this build because I like stuff to be done right and look good.
Right. Oh, I know.
This is kind of a step. We're going to learn. Whatever. It's fun. It's going to be fun.
And we always do learn. That's what's always great. Every time we do one of these builds, something we learn either what to do or what not to do or both. And so it's always really great. Every build, I learn something new.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's our sign here. Let me just double check my measurements here. That's 7.5. What happened there?
We came in from the 9.
Oh, you know what? I was going off at 10 on that ruler, and that thing's off.
Oh. Are we still okay?
Oh yeah, we're fine.
Okay. As Belle says here, failing towards success. So yeah, always. So we're getting our measurements. This is why we always measure twice and cut once.
Yeah. Now we have lines on my design. It's gonna be terrible. Okay, let me double check here.
Is that right? Or you're measuring up again?
I measured one too many. I went a 1/2 inch too long. So we should have 10 inches from the edge here to the first line. Or if you measure the inside of the box, which is what I just did,
right?
9.5 to here, and then we'll have 3/4. Then I crossed out the extra line there, so I know it's not there. So these are not going to be good. No biggie.
Oh,
luckily
cool.
This stuff's only like $1.50.
So Chronically Tired Mom just put out a Harry Potter themed ammo can with the numbered hidden magnets idea inside. The one that we kind of done on here, and then I also did on my channel as well. That's really cool. I'd love to see how it goes, and
tag us on your Instagram or TikTok, however that works. Does it work on TikTok and everything?
Yeah, you can kind of tag on TikTok as well. But yeah, that'd be really cool. Love to see how that all turned out. I love to see the theme of these different caches. I mean, from Harry Potter to Belle's been doing a lot on the Indiana Jones and stuff like that. Those I just love themed caches. If they're really done well, they are so cool. Even if they're not done well, it's still a cool idea. So, but just really love themed caches. So thanks for sharing that with us. And Mini Mag just made to the chat. All right, welcome.
Okay.
Mini Mag.
So now I'm going to mark what we're going to cut out. So we're going to cut this, and cut this.
Okay.
Out. All right, these little tabs.
Right.
I thought about leaving them and bending them and riveting the corner of them, but I'm just going to cut them out. It's not going to be waterproof or anything like that, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. So, you know what I just did here?
What's
the wrong side.
Oh,
so we're cutting here. This is going to mess me up the whole time. Okay. All right, let's go over to the bender here.
Okay, and you are going over to the other room. So I'm going to add that into. Yeah, let's see. We got multiple cameras tonight. And so we're going to go to the bender. Oh, and I even have that one too. So let's go to the bender.
So we're just going to go and cut our first line here. I guess that we're going to the shear first.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna cut it first.
Okay, so that gives us our overall dimension. Now I'm going to use these snips. I looked at getting a corner notcher, but I didn't. So just going to snip out these corners here that I X'd out.
Okay. And that's going to help as you're doing the bends and everything like that to get those in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly.
So yeah, Chad's cutting these snips. And do you have a couple more corners there? Looks like
one more corner.
One more corner,
huh?
So Roma Katz is saying, oh, she was saying, I will try and make a video. I have pics I can post on Instagram. So that's really cool. And Roma Katz is saying, wow, I'm looking forward to seeing those pictures of the cache. And I know we are as well. So yeah, tag us in those pictures on Instagram. You can tag Gadget Talk podcast. And you can also go ahead and tag me as well behind the cache, and we'll make sure we'll see those. I'd love to see those. I'm really excited to see that.
So one of the reasons why I measure on the opposite side of the tin is because I didn't want this. This is in my waist, so I don't want to have that on either side.
Right.
Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and bend it. So
I'm gonna go to that other camera so we can see. So there's Chad's workshop, as you guys can see. There's camera.
Yeah, it's the beginning of it.
It's the beginning of it. So, but all right, now we're back to your build cam.
That's not long enough. Hang on here. I got to add another tooth here.
All right. So Chad is, for audio listeners, is adding on.
Oh yeah.
On there, yeah. Martin saying I haven't seen that side of the room yet, and yeah, that was because that's a new room. So,
Martin has seen this room many times in many different forms.
Oh yeah. I forgot he has. Yeah. So yeah, that's the first time here on Gadget Talk though that we've seen.
It is. It's going to change a lot over this weekend.
Right.
And I'll get more tools, more cabinets. Cabinets will be in. A lot of stuff happening. And then we'll be doing some more builds. We'll be doing some more serious stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, we are, and my workshop is pretty much done. There's just some painting I got to get done on it.
I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
It's gonna be a lot.
I liked your video last week. That turned out really good.
Thank you. Yeah, the magic blocks, and those are up, and I know a lot of people were asking about them in the comments and all that, and those are on there now on the store. And I'll pull up the store now, so you can see those. But yeah, that is that video is like blown up, and everybody's really enjoying it and really wanting those magic blocks. So I'm just glad those are available now, and I'm glad that you got your Glowforge up and running for that as well.
That was one of the big reasons why we weren't getting them out so quick, because I do. I cut the acrylic on them, so I actually was going to go buy a really nice acrylic saw blade for my table saw to cut them, but they're so small. I'm like, oh, I really don't want to cut them on a table saw.
Right. Yeah, because those are, what are they, 1 inch by 1 inch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tiny.
Yeah, something like that. I can pull one out here and show you, or measure it. Okay, so that last one I bent. One thing I like about this brake is it doesn't, if you go too hard, it actually bends it over a 90.
Okay.
And so I accidentally did that. So on this one, do I want to do the front first? I'm going to do the first one here first.
All right.
And then we'll do the next line.
All right.
There we go. So that gives us our turn there. Might do that one a little bit more.
And when you hold it a little bit closer to your bending machine if you want to show us that
corner. Oh, okay.
There you go.
There we go. So you have that. This is what's going to hold the logbook. So it'll be the bottom. So technically it'll look like this. So the hinge will go here, the bottom here. Yeah. So pretty simple. Now we're going to bend the edge. Oh, that's why I didn't want to bend that one yet, because of this. I wanted to bend this first. Well, we'll see what happens. The issue here now is this is going to get in the way.
Right.
Of the brake. So if we would have left this long and then bent it at the end, we probably should have bent the sides first. You know what? Yeah, well, we'll see what happens here.
Okay.
We're learning.
Well, we can always do the option that Rumba gave us last time. We kind of were bending something and just score it real deep and bend it by hand. And use the straight edge.
You know, I was going to go get one of the vice grip type of benders that you could use just to bend it, which is easy. I think they make them at like 3.5 inches or so.
Right.
But never made it to the store today. Okay, so what I did here is I just loosened these ones up. And then that gives me enough room for these teeth. Now, these come with different size teeth. These brakes. So if you look at, this is like a 1 inch.
Right.
I think this is a 2 inch. This is a 3.5 or so, and this is like a 4.5, maybe a 3 and a 4. So you can actually you can change whatever you want on them to make the size you want. So actually, this might work out good because I'm going to just miss that 90. I don't know how that corner is going to turn out, but we'll give it a try here and see how it turns out. Oh, got to tighten that back up. So otherwise, you could make a little gap in between and you wouldn't notice the difference.
Right.
On the bend, but we're going to try this and see.
Okay. Adi says just start over. We're only 30 minutes into the show, so.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. And Quincy is saying, hey, it's like origami. So that's really cool.
All right. Yeah. So just start over. Okay, here we go.
And look, and the cooking is already done. We're going to pull it up from underneath the table.
That's TV magic, they call it. I've learned that from Derek.
This is podcast magic. So let's bend those ends first this time.
Yeah. We can. I want to try it either way. I actually did this one right before the show just to see what my measurements wanted to be, but so I actually happen to have it. But let's check this out here.
Actually, it looked like it did pretty well.
Yeah.
Except now you can't get it out.
Yeah. I have to pop a tooth out.
Call the dentist.
You can't make everything easy.
No. So now it has become a gadget puzzle cache.
Yeah. A puzzle build.
So Rumbacat says it's the Rumbacat's method. Made 2, the second one is always better.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to make any difference.
There we go. It's free. It's free. So, yeah, so that works. I mean, it doesn't look too bad.
No, it looked like it did pretty good. I mean, it didn't get the corner all the way, but you could do that by hand.
Yeah, you can just push that over.
Now it looks good.
Yeah, that looks great.
So, there you go. So I didn't mess up. Too bad.
No. You didn't mess up. You just learned another way of doing it.
Yeah.
And that's part of the fun of building caches is coming up with different ways and to be able to do this.
There we go. Be a little more aggressive on pulling it out and it comes right out. Okay, so there we go. That's our little container. So now we're going to add a hinge to the top of it here and put a sign on it and see how it goes from there.
All right. So there's Chad going out from his workshop. And he's, oh, hey, look. And here he is over here.
Back over here.
Are we going back over to the other side tonight?
Yeah, at some point.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and drop it out for right now and got your other build cam ready to go.
So now we're going to put a hinge on this.
Okay.
Oh, I had to look for what I do with my hinge. So I got a piano hinge, a 12-inch one. Before the show, I ended up just cutting it down with a hacksaw to the size I wanted because I didn't know how long it was going to take, and I didn't want to take up all the show time cutting a piece of metal.
Right, and it didn't sound good as you're cutting it either. I was on here while you were doing that, and it was like an earthquake was going through your camera too. So
yeah. So, anyways, I ended up cutting it evenly on the sides to center the holes, just because that would bother me. I think if it wasn't centered. My thought is, which way do we do the hinges? This way? That's what I'm thinking. Put the hinge on this way, which I guess if I did that again, I would probably go back, take this back from 1/2 inch to maybe 3/8 to make up for the hinge. Sorry, I was looking at it myself. The hinge is going to stick out a little bit.
Right.
Focuses. Anyways, so if I would cut this top piece here back 3/8, and so instead of going 1/2 inch, go 3/8 maybe. Of course, it doesn't give you a ton of room here.
It looks like you can slide the hinge down just a little bit too.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying there. And notching it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be okay though.
This side. That wouldn't be good at all. Yep. So we're just going to make it this way. Here, so you could either put it on the inside, which would probably make it a little bit cleaner. Actually, if you go on the inside, it will give you a little bit more room. It will hide a little bit of that hinge, actually.
Yeah, it looks like that would be a lot better.
Inside. So we're just going to measure this here, or I'm going to eyeball it. I'm not even going to measure it. So if you look at it, I have no light down here for you to see what I'm doing.
Doug, I'd give it more than dumb luck. I mean, come on, you got some really great caches. Surely you're not relying all of it on dumb luck.
So I'm going to just measure this. Now, again, I'm not a big fan of this, what I'm doing here. So if you guys end up making something, share it with us and how you did it. And if you want to come on and show us, that would be great too.
Yep.
If you want to fly to Seattle and do it out of my shop, that'd be even better.
Yep. And you can email it to us at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com or tag us on Instagram or Facebook at Gadget Talk Podcast. Actually, probably more just Instagram at Gadget Talk Podcast. So you can just send us those that way.
So I'm doing it on the inside, but I'm thinking the only rivets I have are these rivets. And so from the inside, I don't know if that would actually expand enough. So I need to get a washer if I'm going to go from the inside. If I was going from the outside, it would actually be okay. It actually fits, but let me see if I have some little washers.
Okay. So, and as while Chad's doing that, I wanted to show you I'm gonna go ahead and share this screen. I wanted to show you the magic blocks that we have up on the site now. So yeah, they are on the site, and we are so excited to have these up here. So there's the magic blocks right there. They are on the site now. You can go to Chromia Print Shop. Actually, probably the easiest way to go is go through GadgetTalk.com and click on the store, and it's on the 4th page. So that's where those are located on there. So you can go and check those out. They are available now on there, and it's those are $85. She's like, wow, that's a lot. Well, you're getting 4 little boxes, and there's 4 of everything in there. So it's taking a lot of time and stuff on there, and they are really great quality reed switches, and the dip switches and all that is just really easy and simple. So it's a really great product. I absolutely love putting these together. I've actually been using them in my Lego classes as for doing team building skills. So my kids have been using those from 4K, and they have to each one of them gets a block, and they have to get themselves in order to get them to light up, and they've had a lot of fun with it. But it's just kind of a team building skill that I've been using with my magic blocks that I put together last week, and they just have really enjoyed it. So go check it out. Go to the geocachetalk.com and click on the store, and it's on page 4 of the store and for Chromia Print. So there you go.
Thanks,
All
Eric.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, those are great kits. And, that was one of the ones, I know they're pricey, but you and me and Dave, we all sat down and we're like, how do we make these cheaper?
Yeah.
And we went as cheap as we could on them. And, unfortunately. But you know what? From the caches that I've seen from Tricacheus, the comments, and then the ones at Going Caching, they get so many good comments on them. They're a fun cache that's not extremely hard to do.
Right.
At least I don't think it's too hard to do. But
and to answer Joe, they are kits, so you actually do have to put them together. But the instructions that Dave put together on these are really easy, and you can check out my video that I did last week behind the cache magic blocks, and I walk you through the step by step of how to actually put them together. So it was really easy.
On the site, do you see a fully assembled kit?
Let me see. I don't think I did.
There should be one available at some point here. I have a couple made on there too. So they should be available soon if you want to just take it out of the box, put batteries in it, and call it good.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. Let me go back.
Okay. He's probably waiting until I get them to him.
Yeah, there's not one up there yet. So
okay. I'm sure he's waiting until I get it to him. Okay, so what I'm doing here now is I put these circles in here where I want the hinges. I'm only thinking about doing 2 hinges because I don't want to have a ton of screws in this.
Right.
We always go back and put more in. So what this thing here does is it actually puts a divot in the metal, so I know where the hole is. Ideally, when you do that, it puts a divot. Your drill bit will start there and it won't wander. So you want to do it from the outside. But let me just do this. I think it will be fine. Just to redo the marks.
And I don't know if you can hear my dog's going nuts downstairs. I don't know if you can hear her or not. Can you hear her, Chad?
A little bit.
Okay. All right. I'm upstairs in my office.
No big deal.
I know. Hey, life happens. We have kids. I mean, that's what happens sometimes.
So I'm going to go ahead and put the divot in there. It's nice to have something behind it if you can. But so it doesn't bend it. Let's see if that will work. Yeah, that works better. So if you see, it does a divot there.
Yep, I see it.
So their drill bit will actually go there and won't wander.
Oh, that's great.
So get rid of that. And one thing on these scribes, I always end up picking them up when I'm doing metal work because they have a magnet on the end. So, kind of funny. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the drill press and hit a couple of these holes real quick.
that's in the other room, correct?
Yes, yes.
All right, so there we go. We're back over here. So Chad's walking all the way back to the drill press. Now we need to put another camera back there, Chad.
I thought about it, but if you want to control more cameras, then great.
Hey, I mean, it's not a big deal to me. I mean, this is what I do. So
now you can do this with. You don't need to use a drill press. It's just easier for me to do a drill press.
Right.
So, and now that I have it in here, I have to go all the way to the other side outside of the house. It's just a lot easier. So I have the holes in here. We're going to go ahead and put these rivets in this here. We decided to go on the inside, right?
Yes. If you can kind of keep it toward a little bit more of the middle of the...
Sorry, yeah, thank you. I know I need to make some kind of a box. We say that every time.
But then we move the camera.
So putting the rivet in, probably made that hole a little bit too small. I probably could have went bigger.
Well, Bell's liking the camera transitions between one room to the other, so that's good.
Good. So I'm going to put a washer on the inside of this rivet just to make sure it grabs. Hopefully it does, because I should have went with a bigger rivet for those holes on that. You know what I could have done was just drilled new holes. Why didn't I think of that? You know what? This is a test one, right? Let's just drill a couple new holes real quick.
Right. Okay.
Then we know what we'll take. We're good on time, right?
Yeah, we're good. We're good on time. All right.
I'm just going to go I'm going to go tap two holes in here real quick. And I'll measure it and tap 2 holes in there real quick. And then we'll be good. I'm going to go with a tiny bit bigger bit.
Okay. Robocat says you need a head-mounted Bluetooth cam.
Yeah. They make one, Derek?
Yeah, they do. You can kind of use it's like, I mean, you can use a GoPro kind of, but they're not always running them into our system here. May be a little different, but you could, I mean, we could wire it, but you'd be on an umbilical cord somehow. Swear you and another little laptop to your back or something. You could walk around that way.
That's like the virtual escape room games.
Right. All right. So Mini Mag, if it doesn't work the first time, draw your own holes. New quote of the day.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about that in the first place.
So, very true. I mean, there's been times that I've done the same thing. I think we all have. Those of us that build run into that. Dave was saying we have the technology to be able to do all these different camera angles and stuff like that. And I think this is something that's really great because I don't know any other. Let me know in the chat too. Do y'all know of any other geocaching build, live stream, podcast, or anything like that that's actually doing what we're doing right now?
Make it up as we go?
Well, no, just kind of doing the whole demo live with everybody. I mean, I'm going to be doing my own live streams coming up on my channel, but it all started right here. So I think that, I don't know, I think we're pioneers in doing this, at least in the geocaching community. So this is really cool. And now that we got all these different multiple angles and different rooms that we're going to be, you're going back and forth to, and at the end of the month, I'll be down in my shop and we'll see what happens there. so we'll have.
The hardest thing for me is what tools do I bring in? I don't need my big Bosch 12-inch miter saw, right? So
yeah, just go get a 10-inch.
I want to bring. Yeah, I have a 10-inch.
Just use that one. I mean, that's what I have in mind. I mean, I don't have I'd like to have a 12-inch, but I have a 10. I was going through my saws the other day, and the only thing I'm actually missing is because I had to throw it away because I was using my grandfather's was is a jigsaw. I mean, I have a scroll saw, I have a table saw, and all the other saws, but I don't have that one because it was so old and it would just come on when I didn't want it to and go off when didn't want it to. So it was like, okay, this is just going in the trash. So oh, there it is. Ramacast says, yeah, add a dog cam and have treats ready. So if it's one of Chad's dogs, it's going to be like eye level anyway. So, but Bell was saying he's never seen a multi-room show on any podcast, let alone live. So,
Yeah, it's fun. We're trying to entertain everybody and kind of up the game a bit, right?
oh, Martin says your big saw's at his place, anyways. So
I know it is. It's right next to all the screen printers, I think.
So, all right, and Dave is calling it not a doggy cam; it's going to be a monkey cam.
Monkey cam.
Monkey cam.
That's nice. What I'm going to do is I didn't go bigger because I thought, oh, it'll be okay.
Oh, then I guess you got to go home, right? Go big or go home, right?
That's right. So I'm just going to tap it real quick. Hand drill.
If you can't fix it with one tool, just get a bigger hammer.
Okay. Okay, we're almost back on track.
All right. It's all right. We're doing fine.
There we go. That's much better. And I'm going to get a new one.
So are we still using the washers on the other side too?
Nope. We shouldn't need to now, right? Because our holes is perfect. So that's what I was trying to eliminate. I didn't like having to do that. So you know what I need to get is a pneumatic rivet gun. I'm sure Roomba Cats has one of those where he works. I would think so.
Yeah, probably. But I just need a rivet gun.
This is a cheap Home Depot one I've had for a long time. So okay, so it's riveted in.
Okay.
There, so that's our top. Now you could do more if you want, and you could silicone over them if you wanted to, but again, it's not going to be watertight. So,
right.
Okay, so that's that part of the cache. Now, to put the top on, now how do we figure this out? Okay, so there's a front to the sign and a back.
So you're at a half-inch down.
This is the front. This is the back. Yeah, well, there's on the vinyl. You put it on. There's a clear coat on both sides, but when they drill the holes out, I don't know if you can see the. You probably can't see it. There's a divot from the drill press.
Trying to drill press
around it on one side and not the other. So I want to make sure I use the right side, which I already had. So I was thinking I could put tape on it, but since it's the back, I'm just going to draw on it. And hopefully this comes out good. What's the best way to do this? Where's my pen?
So yeah, so
Bell was mentioning
earlier, he said the audio listeners are absolutely loving all the camera angles.
I'm sure. Don't know if I need to do holes, anything all the way around, but.
All right, so Chad's lining out on the sign, taking the tin that he's bent and laying it in there in place. Now, are you going to rivet that as well?
Yeah. Yes. Rivet.
Rivet
it. Yeah. So I'm kind of trying to line it up. What I think I'm going to do. What's it going to turn out? I'm going to take. So you see the top of this notch here,
right?
Between the hinge. I'm going to put that at. There's a hole here.
Right.
I'm just going to put it at the top of that on both sides. Right, and that should get us pretty close to where we want to be.
Okay.
Just like that.
So just finding our way
Now,
says 3M VHB tape, no holes in the sign. And then
well, I thought about that, but then anytime it gets warm, I'm afraid it's going to come off. But
right.
I'm gonna drill 2 new holes again.
Well, just finding our way can tell us if it would or not, so considering that he lives
Yeah.
down in Arizona. So he could let us know about that. And then Dave is saying geocache improv. So is what we're doing tonight. And I think that's what we do all the time. But yeah,
Okay.
it's really cool being able to go from one shop to the other doing this. So actually, believe it or not, Eric, he was saying, I don't think this podcast is really meant to be an audio podcast. An audiobook, you can imagine what's happening. Imagining what's happening here without seeing it could end bad. You would think so, but we actually have a lot of listeners that actually do listen to this, and that's what's crazy. It does surprise us because it is a lot better if you're actually watching because you're seeing the build and that aspect of it. But I don't know. Maybe it might be kind of cool to see what some people come up with just by listening to the podcast itself. So
yeah, that would be cool. Okay. So I should have drilled all 4 of those holes when I had it the first time because I kind of had to hand hold it at an angle to get the drill, but got it. So I'm just filing off the rough shards from the drill press.
So just finding our way says he's never had VHB tape come loose. I use it to hold the solar panels on my RV.
Oh, okay. Well, shoot. I'll have to get some of that stuff and see how it works then.
Yeah, because if it's doing that, then that's gonna do very well.
So now back to where I wanted to have these held at. Mark it. I don't know if this is going to fit in there. I guess it will. There you go. We got our 2 holes. Let me go drill that and we'll be about done almost.
All right. And it's good to see you getting your steps in, walking back from shop to shop today.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to close my circles. Hopefully you know what that is. If you have an Apple Watch, you probably do.
Oh, yeah. I closed mine today, and I don't know what I did. I closed all 3 rings, and I have no idea what I did today.
Okay. So, new holes. We're going to go in here. Man, try something here. My little drill piece that takes this stuff off is out in my car, out in my work vehicle. So I just made one up real quick. Okay. Now, last set of rivets. So we're going to go from the front back on that.
Okay.
Now,
do we need to make it a little bit bigger?
The good old bit.
Yep.
The too small bit trick. Luckily, once you're already drilled, it's not too hard to enlarge them tiny bit.
No, it's not. That's easy. It's that initial breaking into it. It's hard, just kind of reaming it out. Yeah. It's not too bad.
So I think on this one, I'm going to do one at a time. So as you can see, I have the rivet through there.
Right.
I'll go through my new hole.
So here's a question, Chad. Would you consider this as a gadget cache, or would this be a creative cache?
I'd call it creative.
That's what I was thinking too.
It doesn't require any kind of mechanical or electronic puzzle to access the logbook. It just is lifting it. So to me, it's creative.
Right.
there you go. So that would be it. I'd put a couple holes through here on the back side to run your ties to the fence on, and then call it good. You can even put rivets in this.
Just so it
here.
looks, so it looks finished.
Let's try that. Let's see how that looks. I wish I had more than one size. I don't think I do.
Yeah, that looks good.
Looks better than just a hole.
Right. It adds to the. Oh, hey, that they missed that one, but they got that on the other side.
Yeah. Oh, you know what the problem is here is it's going to stick. It's going to hit that bottom shelf thing. So because the rivets do stick out a little bit. So
right.
Well, maybe you make this when you make yours. You either cut a 45, a little notch out here.
Right, so it can fit a little bit cleaner.
So it can fit, or you make it a little bit. Or you, sorry, I pulled it towards me. So yeah, you cut this off here so the rivet could fit, or you make it a little bit smaller. Let's cut that a 45 on it just to see. It'll be hard to do with the sign on here, but
it shouldn't be too bad.
Oh, you don't know how bad I'm at operating stuff.
Yeah, but you're just operating
scissors. There we go. At this point. I guess that gives them, if someone sticks a pencil down there, it gives them a way to get it out, I guess. But that's going to be a little sharp.
I'm just finding our way. I got that. So he just sent us a link for that tape.
Not enough.
You need to cut a little bit more of it off?
No, what you could have did was drilled like a bigger hole, a 1/4 inch hole maybe too. Depends on if you would hit it when you're turning it. Well, I'll just do the one corner.
All right. We'll see how it does.
I don't know if I like it. There. So I guess it's not too bad to have it. You could caulk these corners if you wanted to. You could solder them if you wanted to. Right. I'm not worried about it because it's not watertight, not anywhere near. You could caulk this, but you're still going to get water in there.
Right. That's why you use the right grain.
It's not made to be, yeah, exactly. It's not made to be watertight. So now it misses. So let's stick that in there. Either that, or if it doesn't, then it's permanently shut. Oh, you know what? Look at my other two just fell out. They're not big enough. So never mind. Get a bigger rivet.
Okay.
Or put a washer on it, but we're not going that far. So, okay. So that's the sign. Now, I've done several signs. This is one here that I did for an adventure lab.
Right.
So to do the other part of it here real quick, you can do whatever you want. So I know a lot of people out there have a cricket, a little cricket, like on Men in Black.
Right.
Oh, wait, no, that's wrong.
Yeah, no.
A cricket machine for cutting vinyl. So one thing I didn't mention is you can get these sign blanks on Amazon, on eBay. If you have a sign supplier in your area, you can pick these things up. I don't know what I got these for. I bought like 30 of these. I don't know, maybe $50 or so. I don't know. So I got them a long time ago, but they last a long time, and they're not really that expensive. You can get 10 packs of them, but let's see what we have here.
So Romacats is saying I've made an oversized hole to allow the rivet to seat below the flange and maintain alignment when closed. And then Tricache's mentioned I used a strip of rubber over the piano hinges to help with the water not getting in. So there's some other little tips that you could also do as well on this build for piano hinges, and not necessarily this one, but just about anything where you're using rivets or piano hinges, just a little bit of rubber or to keep that water from coming in, or also how to kind of disguise your rivets, and that would help line that up to make it look a lot better there as well. So there's just a lot of different things that you can do with this. that I really do like. Oh, and here's Chad's got some more signs.
Okay, so I dropped stuff all behind me. So I have a drawer of shame for vinyl. So anyway, so I'm going to go through here and see because I know I've made some extra stuff. There's something.
Oh, there's geocaching with kids. Let's see here.
WSGA. Oh, that's probably ruined. It's garbage. Oh, look at that. More geocaching with kids.
Yay.
Oh, here we go. This is it. What's this one?
Fence Company.
Yeah, this is not on good vinyl. It's probably not going to come out. No. Garbage. What's that? Logworks. Sorry, here I have so much stuff. I think, oh, maybe this will work. No. Yeah, if not, I'll just stick the one on. Too much stuff. I'm a hoarder.
Geocaching with kids everywhere.
Yeah. This is a cut-off Gadget Talk.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have it. Question marks. Legos. Got a Lego Series 13. Geocaching with kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Almost there. What is that?
I was looking at different, like I saw different podcasts in there. I saw, yeah, just a lot of different.
I do stuff for all kinds of people. So, oh, that one's probably not bad. Notice. I have a bunch of the Gary spilled the beans ones too. Okay, so there's an Adventure Lab one where we have this caution here. What should we do? This is the wrong color, but
let's do the Adventure Lab one.
The Adventure Lab? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. This will go real quick because we're just doing that. Normally I would cut it all in one. You can do multiple colors, but we're just gonna put this on here. We can make something up. We can do here's your sign later.
Okay. So what are you using here? Is this what type of?
So pre-mask. It's going to be a pre-mask to put it to. So your vinyl obviously is gonna. You need to stick it to a pre-mask and then stick it down. So I have two different types. I have a paper pre-mask and then I have a clear plastic pre-mask. Okay. The clear is a little bit easier. If I have a light box, the paper I prefer the paper. Plus, you can get the paper wet and let the adhesive will go away, and then you just peel it off without peeling off the vinyl. This is a cheap vinyl. All my good vinyls, if you look at this, it has a clear backing. This is a premium vinyl, so I don't have any issues with that, knowing that that's going to stick. This is a cheap vinyl. It has a white paper back, so I don't trust it too much.
Right, understand.
But we're going to go with this just so we can look at it and get it straight, hopefully. Also, you could spray it with some water if you wanted to, so if you mess up, you can just pull it back off without it sticking.
Okay. I've seen somebody do that with like soapy water. Is that another aspect?
Soapy water works. Yeah. Anything. The water will, just like when you do window tinting, the water will disappear. It'll evaporate.
Right.
So it's not a big deal. So we have our sign. And I have a little spritzer of water here. I'll just put some water just to show you. Doesn't take much, but so now if I mess up on it, I can actually stick it and then peel it back off.
Right.
So there's that. Let me grab my. Okay. So we're gonna put this on here. There's a lot better ways of doing this than what I'm doing. We're just doing it live. Who cares? Should have done it with both hands, made it look better. Where's my knife?
So for our audio listeners, he's putting the backing onto the vinyl, and now Chad's gonna be cutting it off to be able to be lined up to be onto the sign itself.
As soon as I can find my good knife.
Yeah, that's one thing I've
Well,
made sure I've found just about every single one of my measuring tapes, and I think I have one on every corner of every bench somewhere
well, normally
in my
I
shop.
always keep. Oh, there it is. It is in there. I always keep it with all my vinyl stuff. So I didn't see it at first. So anyway,
And by the way, Chad, that mic
Martin
really
does
does
this
sound good.
the night. Oh, the mic. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, as you're
Well,
walking
you
around from
recommended
room
it.
to room,
You
it
can hear
sounds
me
really great.
breathing.
No.
Got a breath. No, thank you. I appreciate it. It's going to be really nice to have. So we're going to line it up. You can use a marker or a Sharpie. The nice thing about the clear is I'm just going to eyeball it for now. So we're going to peel off this. Oh, that's old. It's been on there for a while. I don't know when. I cut this thing years ago.
I was going to say you might want to spray it again because I saw it coming off the paper.
Yeah. So we're going to go over the, normally I try and miss the rivets, but let's try and go over the top. So I'm going to try and center it between the holes that came with the sign.
Okay. Looks about right.
Yeah, those rivets are probably not going to make it easy for me. Now you can heat up around the rivets. Boy, I do have a heat gun right here.
Yeah. Do you have one of those? Do you have a heat gun?
Yeah. All right, now. I tell you what, these automatic paper towel dispensers, these Emotions, are the best thing ever.
Yeah, not everybody has those in their shops either, Chad.
They're nice. They're fun. They're come in handy. I have one for that shop there too, because you never know. So, anyways, you'll get a little bit of bubbling underneath your water. I probably could have done a better job with it, but it will go away. Give it a couple days,
right?
And you won't even see the bubbles in there. So I have one big one in there, but so around the rivet, you can heat it up and form it around it. I'm going to try and do it with this. Let's see how we can get it. Then I can heat the other one up if we want. So see how it's squishing the water out. And you can also put a little pinhole in there to get the water out too if you want to. Or you could just make a sign that doesn't cover the rivet and you'll be better off.
Yeah. Whichever way you want to do it. It's your cache and there. And like tonight, we're just kind of showing you a way of being able to do, if you ever wanted to see one of these sign caches. Now, Chad's got the bender, but you can scribe it really deep, bend it toward that scribe, and it'll actually really help you, especially if you're using like a straight edge or the edge of a table to get that 90 in there as well. So that'll really help if you want to do one of these yourself. See, now Chad's got the heat gun coming in at it.
Yeah, this is a really hot one though. I don't want to get too close.
Yeah, you got that on the really narrow out too on that one. So
anyway, so you can heat it up, bend it. It's easier when you don't have water underneath that you're fighting on too, but you just kind of got to mess with it a little bit. And it's good to use heat if you're trying to bend it around a corner or something too as well.
right. Well, Chad, I know somebody's going to be asking because we're coming up to the end of tonight. What are we going to have a challenge for this month, or what are we going to do?
It's what do you think? I don't know about a challenge for the month. We can do one if you want, and maybe just call it out and see what we can see what we come up with.
Right. I think this month. Why don't we hold off on this month's challenge, and maybe do one for next month? So we'll come up with something because we're kind of, like I said, we're coming to the end, and unless somebody wants to make one of these signs and they want to share it with us, then of course you're always welcome to come on and show us what you have. We'll always do show and tell. Not a problem there. even without a challenge. So
Yeah.
and the easiest way, if you have something that you a cache or a gadget or anything like that you want to show us, of course, you can always email it to us at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com or tag us on Instagram at Gadget Talk Podcast. And we'd love to see those and anything that you guys put out there that you have gotten inspired by this channel from Gadget Talk or any of the other channels that I've done or any of the channels from the network. So really would love to see any of those caches that you do put out there that were inspired by us.
Martin says he's done this before. Martin's the one who taught me vinyl stuff, so of course he has. What did it say? Bend the river. Oh, you already read that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm finally getting to the chat.
I know.
The fun part for me is I get it. Well, kind of fun, but not. I don't like watching myself. I go back and go through the chat real quick just to see if there's anything I missed later on. So next build, or next month, we're gonna go through my vinyl drawer and clean it out. We're gonna do that live. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm really. I have a couple different ideas.
Okay.
Of some stuff, and I really don't want to share them in case you don't pan out. I kind of want to make it a surprise, but we do have coming up here in December. We are going to have the top gadgets or top items to get your Gadget Cache creator, just like we did last year.
Right.
We're gonna have that here coming up here in the beginning of December. So the second week of, or first week of December, first show.
Do we want to do that or our last one for this month? Thursday.
We could do that. I just want to give enough time for people to order stuff for people.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking maybe this one, the last one for this month might be a better one for that.
Okay, we could do that. So I guess then if you are listening and you have an item that you just really like and think you should have on the list, please email it to us at our email, Gadget Talk, or
Gadget Talk Podcast.
I used to have it written down on my screen. Yeah, there you go. And Derek and I both get that email. Just to let people know. I think people send us multiple emails. We both get that email. So send us that. We'll stick it on the list. Yeah. And we'd love to go over what you guys have and what you think. And it'll make my list. Actually give my wife something to buy me.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing here. It's like, because half the time you and I both is like, well, if we need a tool and we're doing a project, we're going to go get that tool real quick.
My wife, she doesn't buy stuff for me because I just buy it. She's like, I won't wait for maybe a Christmas present. So I'm the worst. I'm just going to go buy it. It's okay. So, but yeah, please send us your ideas and we will go over that the next show.
That's right. So, well, I hope everybody has enjoyed tonight seeing the sign. Chad did a really great job doing that. Got to see the other side of the wall that we've behind Signal, his carbonite Signal there. We finally got to see behind the wall, the other room. Seeing there's kind of the other room over there. So got to see that. I got to see that room when I was there, but it wasn't that. So we talked about it, but we didn't. It wasn't even.
It's because that it's like that now. Thanks a lot.
No,
that's okay. I've been wanting to, and I just needed someone to convince me that was a good idea.
Yeah, I really do. I mean, that's going to make so much more that we can do here, and of course, you don't have to go outside to go do any of your woodwork now. So that'll be good too.
Yep.
So, but thanks I just want to say thanks to everybody that has joined us tonight and been in the chat room. The chat's been really going really good. Really enjoyed seeing all of the great gadget builders and those others from all around the world joining us tonight. Go ahead and hit that like button wherever you're watching, either on Facebook or on YouTube. Would love to hear from you. Send us a comment this week. What are you building? I would love to know what you're building this week or this weekend. I know I do builds all the time, but I'm so happy about getting into the workshop this winter because I like being in the workshop during the winter working on projects. So
me too.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that, and I cannot wait to the end of the month when I will be with Chad and all of you, and I'll be in my workshop and not up here in the office. It's going to be more like a building show again, build show as well.
Nice.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I really do appreciate it. Thanks, Hugh. Hugh's saying a really good show tonight. I hit the like button. So thank you for doing that. I really do appreciate it. Chronically Tired Mom says, fun times. GCD SK11 says, good show. Thanks, guys. And Burnt Turtles says, thanks, fellas. So thank you for everybody for joining us tonight. And we will
Real
see
quick.
You. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick on Roomba Cat said he bought, just to bring it, since he had it there, maybe we'll put it on our list for next week. He bought the hole that centers the hole, the drill bits for hinges. Okay. That's what these are. So you put it in there, right? It centers into a hole. Whoops, let me go up there. It centers into a hole. Here, I'll have the drill bit out a little bit. So the drill bit on this one here is out, but normally it's in. But just so you can see, if you center this in the hole that you're putting the hinge in, and then you push on it, it actually makes a perfectly centered hole. So that's what he's talking about. You can adjust the depth on them. So typically it's in like that. They come in different sizes, but just to bring it up, maybe we'll put it on the list.
I think we should put that on the list. I don't have one of those. So
yeah. Harbor Freight actually it is a really, or Amazon cheap price again. But anyway, sorry interrupting you.
No worries. So thanks for joining us tonight. Be sure to check out the other shows this month on the Geocache Talk Network, and we will see you the last Tuesday of the month. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good day, or wherever you're at watching. See you later.